So I'll let a few more people roll in. Just while you're joining, I'll give you a bit of a heads up what to expect during the status meeting today. So basically, I'll be giving a presentation. As you can see, we have something beautiful produced by our awesome design team and marketing team. So thank you everyone in advance for the support. Appreciate it. So something slightly more professional this time around, and I'm sure that standard will only get higher and higher as we move forward as well. But a bit of a glimpse of the future, I think, here. So yeah, I'll run through a few things and give you a bit of an update of what's currently in progress, what's been cooking behind the scenes. I know a lot of you are asking questions coming into the community and asking about things that may have been delayed or pushed back, reprioritized, and just looking for generally more updates. So I can explain a little bit behind that, and yeah, hopefully you guys can be reassured that we're moving quickly in the right direction. Hey Charlie, nice to have you here, man. Thanks for joining. I'm going to give it again just a couple more minutes, for a minute or so, just to let people come in. I'll check out Telegram as well. Let's go. Yeah, nice hype. Okay, awesome. Let's dive into stuff. Hopefully no technical issues this week, so let's go. So yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about some of the items which were actually deployed in 2023. I think some of these may have slipped under the radar, or maybe we didn't communicate them as we would kind of moving forward. And again, this is a glimpse of how to expect things for the coming months as well. So let's get into it. So basically the swap widget was updated. I guess anyone that's logged in anywhere on the mobile app or desktop, they'll see that it was updated. The main feature there was introducing the slippage, so you can see any kind of price movement or volatility as you're making the swap. This feature as well, the other reason for like the reskin or the UI update, which may seem basic or like trivial for some of you, is to kind of pave the way for Apple Pay in our mobile app, and also make sure that we're ready for a new buy flow. So we really want the thing to be top notch. And to be honest, most of our users that are coming into the platform, the newbies, those that are not as veteran as some of you guys that have joined us today, they're more likely to be using something like the swap widget just to simply get into the market for the first time, rather than using something like our exchange or margin trading, just less sophisticated tools. So we wanted to make sure that we're catering for all the new clients that we're going to be getting here at Coinmetro. As well as that, we've had a lot of app updates and improvements. I know a lot of you are screaming, more UI updates, more pixels have moved. This is really important for us, to be honest, just to make sure that our design generally just is at the top of its game. I think we've come a long way. Like if you saw the app 2 years ago and you open it today and really think about it, I think you would probably agree that it's come a long way. And there's a lot further that we can push it as well. But things like haptic feedback, just general look and feel updates, they go a long way. A lot of people download an app, they use it, they don't think too much about it, and they delete it, and they don't know why. Often the reason is just it doesn't feel right. It doesn't sit right in their hands. They can't really feel themselves using it. It's not an immersive experience. So we just want to make sure that we're giving the best experience to all of our clients, to be honest. And as well as that, like from business side, I guess, it is easy for us to push front end changes, at least easier than introducing new features and back end work, which is in progress. But there's no need to kind of stop the engine or slow down on delivering on front end changes, because we're trying to create something here with really the best user experience and best design in the industry. So we don't want to slow down on that front. So. But I appreciate some of the comments about, more UI, but the rest of the stuff is coming along as well, and I'll talk more about it here. Some stuff we've done, so during the last week or so, we added more spot pairs, more margin pairs. There's a bit of a wave of things we're trying to do here. So there's just some gaps generally in the pairs. So adding in USD pairs, adding in stablecoin pairs, I'll talk about in a moment. Adding in new margin pairs. So generally just to make the product more attractive, just give access to more markets. So yeah, there wasn't really an update there for some time since I think maybe Quant was added last summer, something like that. So yeah, about time. And to be honest, from this point moving forward, you'll see a lot more new pairs on the margin platform too. So hopefully you guys can try it out and especially now that we've pushed a lot of updates to the platform. Business client onboarding. This was a big project, to be honest. So shout out to our dev handling this and the guys planning it as well. To be honest, it was a lot of work. This was a multi-month project, maybe 4 or 5 months in total. Really important for us to make sure that we can scale and bring on more SMEs, just smaller businesses. I know even a lot of our active clients are also referring their businesses and bringing in, referring friends who have businesses as well, just to sit idle funds in staking or make the most of some of our features on our platform. So yeah, we want to make sure that we can smoothly onboard these clients, reduce the amount of work on our side, have a more secure environment, and just make sure we're doing our part there. And something to mention here as well is that obviously Coinmetro has recently purchased Ignium. They have a lot of SMEs that are going to be requiring KYC. So yeah, we'd rather push them through our streamlined platform than any external service as well. And we expect that business to grow over time as well as we put more energy into it. So we are prepared to scale for businesses. We also had some margin and spot updates. This was led by a cool individual internally, took on a nice amount of work for this, and really did a good job gathering all the feedback from the community, making sure that we were listening and really digging into what people were saying. We had a lot of feedback and suggestions coming in through our kind of bug bounty where you can earn some XCM as well, which was really great. So yeah, I think they were all over the place gathering information and putting it forward and working with our dev team. So yeah, if you were to be able to see the product 3 months ago compared to today, I think you'd spot a lot of differences. So great job there, and introducing new features as well, which I think will be announced tomorrow. Which some of them are already live, so we just want to communicate what's actually been happening so you can see the full updates, and some other stuff which is going to be released during the next week or two. So that's everything on the side with deployed. There was some other smaller stuff which isn't generally worth mentioning, but goes all together collectively to make sure the whole experience is a bit better. And just touching on our kind of communication strategy about product updates as well. You can see here, yesterday, I think we pushed this yesterday, about the Coinmetro app update, just so you guys can understand and try your hand with the haptic feedback and improve performance of the app. So yeah, expect a lot more communication about what we're doing, no matter how big or small, to be honest. So that was the stuff that was deployed. And we have a lot of stuff in the pipeline. At this point, I want to remind you guys, feel free to leave some comments, say hi, give a thumbs up if you're wherever you need to do that, YouTube, wherever you're watching from. Let's have a look. See if there's anything just to answer straight away. Congrats on Mini OG. Yeah, we did launch a baby as well. That was good. Cool. Yeah, cool. But yeah, welcome everyone. So yeah, next in the pipeline. So we have some cool stuff. Unfortunately, Apple Pay, Google Pay was a pushback a little bit due to some unexpected bugs and issues we're ironing out with the banking partner. But it looks like that got unblocked this week, so some pretty good news there. So expect Apple Pay and Google Pay really soon inside the iOS and Android apps. For us, yeah, it should be a little bit of a game changer, increases accessibility and allows all kinds of people to get into the app and make their first deposit, and it prepares us as well for this whole buying crypto flow, just to make it easier. So you can come straight in, get verified on your account, and use Apple Pay to instantly buy some Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything else through what is now currently just the swap widget, but will be something slightly different, which maybe I will show you. So yeah, that's Apple Pay and Google Pay. And also we have a whole big project, which is deposits, what we're calling V2. It's been untouched, our deposit and withdrawal flow, for some time, apart from obviously new listings, new wallets, a couple of new chains, but now is going to be a big UI update, which is going to have a big impact, plus some additional on-ramp services. So that is very cool, and I'll give a bit of a demonstration there. Additionally, we have new listings. So there's a few listings which are going to be just around the corner. So yeah, keep an eye out, I guess, on Telegram and Twitter and everywhere else. And yeah, KYC improvements. So this for us is, again, very important. We're trying to make sure that we can scale, so our next million clients have easy access to our platform and products. So for us, well, for you, it may seem either boring or just it's not tangible for you. But we do hope, as like active members of the community, maybe some of you are shareholders, XEM holders, whatever you are, if you're interested in the success of the business really as a collective, we need to make sure that we can onboard our clients efficiently. If someone's interested in our services, the last thing we want is for them to be kind of rejected along the way, not submit, basic documentation or get stuck or have a bad experience, So for us, this is really important. And before we can grow, we have to handle this, to be honest. So this is why this stuff is very important for us at the moment. Generally, new listings, making ourselves more attractive, more accessible, new on-ramp methods, and just easier to get involved. So this is important. And it can explain some of the items here, which were kind of reprioritized from our Q4 roadmap in 2022. So some big stuff here and some super fun stuff that we're working on at the moment. Some less fun and frustrating, but definitely going to be worthwhile. And some stuff just completely fun, I think, for the most part, at least. I imagine, not that I'm that involved, which is probably a good thing at this point, that we have an awesome team to handle it. But we're going to have a new website. So coinmetro.com is going to get a massive revamp. We're going to have 30 plus new pages talking about our products and services, XEM, of course, talking about our amazing CEO and everything else that we're up to. So for us, this is, again, massive. Some of you may think that coinmetro.com today looks okay, looks good. We think that we're not doing ourselves a massive amount of justice, and we want people that are landing on that page to be excited about what we're doing, understand what we're doing, and ultimately move into our platform and start using our products because they can benefit them. So coinmetro.com is going to be an awesome revamp. I wouldn't put a time frame on it, but maybe somewhere in Q2 we start getting some sneak peeks and teasers, and let's see what comes out in the coming weeks. But certainly not too far in the future. We have some other stuff, easy bank transfers. So I will give you a demonstration of what this looks like in a prototype. Some of you that are in the US will already have experienced what we're now calling easy bank transfers, which is basically an integration with Plaid, which is pretty common with other big exchanges and other kind of challenger banking services, I guess. So we already have the perfect partner. We just need the perfect implementation and a native implementation in our mobile app to make sure this is just perfect and easy for people that want to quickly get into the market. So I will show you that though, so you won't have to imagine it or get that one wrong. I will show you what it looks like. Additionally, as well, as you can see, there's a running theme here, like getting customers in and making sure that we're kind of looking after them each step of the way. So one big item for us is just generally customer journey. This can be anything from their experience on that new coinmetro.com into the sign-up page, sign-up experience, showing them like banners or stories and graphics, visuals, animations before they even sign up. Some of you may be familiar with like Revolut style. When you open the app, it slides through, shows you some beautiful animations. This is the kind of things that you can expect, like downloading the app for the first time or hitting our sign-up page. So you guys will be able to see them for yourselves once they're live, most of this stuff. But again, it's just making sure that we're looking after the client from the get-go and less trouble, I guess, for them. So just frictionless onboarding. But that's all the way to the first deposit, first trade and beyond, to be honest. A lot of that also looks like emails. So making sure we're poking clients and getting them through the steps that they need to get through, that experience is nice and clear for them, and we're not losing anyone along the way. One way this may benefit some of you is I understand a few of you have come in just saying that some of the referrals maybe you've got haven't got through the process, or they're stuck, and are we chasing them? So we're going to make sure that we're doing the best job of looking after anyone that you introduce to us as well. So I think this is cool. Navigation V2. Last summer, I think it was a while back now, maybe Q3, but we introduced a new navigation. This obviously impacted our mobile app, mobile web experience, but mainly the desktop with like the side nav. which was super cool. This is going to see some updates and overhaul. Also, we want to make sure we're matching our brand new website. So this is going to be a little while away. But yeah, just making sure that people can really explore and see our products and make sure that they have access to the right products. For example, someone now may download the app and not necessarily see that we offer staking, just due to our navigation or menu structure. So we want to make sure that if they want it, they can find it. So this is important to us just for kind of exploration. Cool new stuff, more staking options. And before anyone asks, or maybe I'll let you ask, but yeah, we're getting more staking options. There's more than one and more than two. So there's an idea for you. And that should be I would guess within the next month or so. But let's see, again, with more communication there, we'll follow up and let you know exactly what we're doing. Stablecoin pairs, again, like I was saying, there's a bit of a hole with our pairs at the moment. One of them is stablecoins. We only have really a couple of USDC pairs, for example. So we're going to make sure that we have more USDC cross pairs against BTC, ETH, everything else. So yeah, this should be coming within the next couple of weeks. Additionally, margin and spot order forms. So this is one of the last pieces of the puzzle for us on the margin and exchange that we've really revamped during the last few months. So yeah, just making sure that we support more order types. So we're going to bring back things like stop limit orders and more advanced order types. So yeah, this is good. Just bringing back some of its old functionality into the new design. Just making sure we didn't lose anything along the way that some of you guys may have used who were kind of manually trading using our interface rather than our API. But yeah, it should be the last piece of the puzzle. I guess it's a few weeks away at least, as we're doing a design system update in the platform. Once that's done, it will unblock a few other things, and this is one of them. There were several other items which were on our Q4 roadmap last year as well. DCA, the XCM tiers, I know we're all eager for, and copy trading, I know everyone's been talking about a lot. So I can dig into those a little bit. DCA generally is something we absolutely want to offer, is something I think everyone may use. So whether it's just a small plan buying $20 worth of Bitcoin every week or month or something, up to thousands of multiple assets across a year or two. So I think it's exciting, and I think that certainly we're in the right market conditions to introduce the product. But yeah, we feel that it's not really going to be like the best version if we were just to release what we could support today. So we're kind of limited in what we can support until we have easy bank transfers, until we have recurring payments, and another update which I'll show you, which is to credit cards. So just a reminder as well, guys, feel free to throw in any questions and I will definitely get to them. Yeah, XCM tier updates again. This basically our team has grown somewhat during the last few months. So there's more stakeholders, more people that are kind of interested in jumping into this conversation. And really, this isn't something we want to be changing every 3 months or 6 months. This is something that we want to get right from day one. So we want to build out a sustainable model, something that doesn't just require XCM or XCM staking to gain access to, but other kind of activities for the user that may benefit like really everyone globally in the platform, whether that's referrals, volume, any other kind of usage. So we also want to make sure that's more accessible. I know a lot of you are saying that you may have friends that want to get involved and get into a tier to get some rebates or some other kind of perks or benefits, but the kind of minimum buy-in is pretty high at the moment to get into a tier. So you can expect lower tiers as well there. But yeah, without giving too much away, it's something we're actively working on, and we'll be sharing more in the near future. And the final item, copy trading. So I would probably be the first to say that if we were to have launched this last year, I really don't think we would have done it justice at all, to be honest. I think, yeah, I am very much looking forward to it. Like, I'm very excited about finally handling it and showing off kind of the stuff we have already worked on, because we've pushed it a good distance in design, to be honest. And I think even screenshots of what we have now, any teasers, would be pretty exciting. And I think some of you may understand a little bit more why it's taken a bit longer, but we just want to do it justice in terms of whether it's marketing campaigns, whether it's getting influencers involved, traders on board. And we want it to have traction really from day one, and it's going to be a big release this year. So it just wouldn't have had the same impact, in at least in my opinion and the opinion of some of the team here, if we'd have done it last year. And really, we need to prioritize some of these other projects to make sure that new clients are able to onboard, especially with a kind of aggressive marketing strategy during the rest of the year and into the bull run, which we may all expect. So we want to make sure that we're well positioned and geared up for everyone to join in. So that is all the stuff in the pipeline, in progress, some of the stuff that was deployed this year. Hopefully gives you a good amount of insights and not leaving you kind of questioning too much. But if you have any questions, throw them into the chat for sure. But yeah, let's jump into the deposit fee too. So this is a prototype that we want to basically present today. And let's see if everything goes smoothly. Here we are. So I don't know if you see anything else here, which you haven't already seen in the mobile app. I can't tell you to ignore it. I can't ask you not to ask questions about it. But there may be Easter eggs, but I don't know what they are. So there's a few things here just in the general navigation. This is not new. However, some of the items in here are new. So the features we're working on at the moment are basically an easy way to buy crypto, new deposit flows, and the ability to add cash very easily as a kind of newbie or somebody that's been with us some while but is kind of fed up of going into your bank and manually copy and pasting data to make a separate payment or something. So these are areas we want to improve. So yeah, you can see the general dashboard here of the mobile app in a beautiful iPhone, I think 13. So yeah, let's start with deposit. So as a new user, you want to make your first deposit, or somebody that's used the platform for a while in this case, and has built up a nice portfolio. I think some XEM and some Ethereum as their favorites. This is good. And some, look at this. This is not good enough. Maybe someone's going to change that in real time. I can bet I know somebody who will. So let's just see. But yeah, basically, if you want to make a deposit, the default view here would be to deposit crypto. So you can search through like any supported crypto assets filtered by any asset that you actually hold at the moment at the top. Some of that logic may change based on feedback. So we really do welcome it, or any opinions you have now, to be honest, we can already consider just to change the logic ready for release or just after, if we want to A/B test or do anything else. But like, this is another reason for kind of sharing prototypes in an earlier stage. So you guys can really get involved if you wish to give any kind of design feedback or any other comments. So we welcome it, whether it's in Telegram, Discord, or here in the chat, to be honest. Someone's going to collect any feedback you have. So it defaults into crypto. Just in case you actually wanted to deposit fiat and you just didn't know how to get there, you just hit deposit. You can always search, and you would be able to search Euro, for example, USD, Australian dollars, any other fiat currency that's currently supported. So you can kind of escape hatch into the world of fiat, or there's another option here to add cash instead. So you can do both here. For crypto deposits, it really massively improved UI, to be honest, and all native inside the mobile app in this case. So yeah, you get a general QR code. You can make a payment if it's from another device, or if somebody else is going to send funds to your wallet, or if you want to share that to somebody else, you can. Also, you can change the network for any assets where we have multiple networks, which we intend to have many more in the future. You'll be able to change this easily between like Ethereum network, Cosmos Hub, anything else. And again, just seeing a general overview of your address, any memo that might be required, any other compulsory fields, and just the information broken away at the bottom. Any important information, things like confirmation times, will all be there. So all the information you need to make sure you can smoothly make a crypto deposit. And like I said, you can always escape hatch out into the world of fiat if needed. So that is the first part to show. But yeah, again, in my kind of humble opinion, I think it's quite a big update from where we are today inside the mobile app. One of the bigger pain points is the fact that we don't we don't have a native experience in the app for depositing either crypto or fiat, to be honest. So this is a bit of a game changer. It's much faster, much more performant. So yeah, some of the reasons I'm excited. If we look here, the other option is to add cash. So it just makes it a bit more kind of explicit. This is to add fiat or cash to your account. Hitting this will default into Apple Pay, for example. You can always switch the currency. Here we go, one of those Easter eggs, I guess. So you can switch between fiat currencies and search any others. We have a shorter list at the moment that may expand in the near future. But yeah, you can switch between Euro, USD. Here you can also switch the payment method. So you could either immediately deposit with Apple Pay, change that to any of the other supported methods, and some of these may feel new. So Apple Pay on iOS and Google Pay on Android obviously will be new. These may be pretty common, like for most like kind of new users. Those testing out maybe smaller payments, they just want to get in, get a feel of the app, depositing a smaller sum. Maybe they just want to use Apple Pay, for example. We already support credit card deposits, but I will show you the new kind of experience there now. So here we go. So yeah, this is a fully native experience inside our mobile app where we're pulling card information. So last 4 digits on the card, so you can identify it. Also the bank name, for example. So yeah, you could select a stored card. You'll be able to manage that card somewhere else in the settings page, for example, where you can delete the card or maybe rename it in the future, that kind of thing. And maybe see some stats about how many deposits you used with the card, the total amount, that kind of stuff in the more medium future, I guess. Additionally, here you can add a new card. So yeah, this part here will be entering into a secure window with our merchant provider, where you can enter your card information and continue. Just check out with the new card. Either way, if you select the stored card, you'll end up back at the start where you've entered the amount. You can change it again if you wish to after you've figured out how you're going to pay. You can then change the amount and then confirm. Some of this stuff is new too. So again, native experience for like a summary, like a checkout page. And confirming there a beautiful new receipt, or whatever you want to call it there, I guess, for a nice dialogue that's going to show you exactly what happened. So here's your deposit of 10 euros in this case, using this card. And if you're done, back to the dashboard. We'll go through the flow for bank transfers too. So this we already have, this we already support. You can see when you go to the current drop down, when you deposit on whether it's the app or web platform, you will just basically see like Euro credit card, Euro Swift, Euro SEPA, for example. This makes it slightly easier. They're both bank transfers, but they're slightly different in terms of speed. Like SEPA bank transfer should be instant with a €1 fee. This is just a mock-up. When you head through SEPA bank transfer, you'll be able to see any stored cards, any bank accounts which are already linked, or link a new IBAN. All it means is that we recognize that IBAN is yours. So you'll be able to then see our information and copy it and make a manual bank transfer. Once you've sent the funds, you can either click here or you can go back or whatever you want to do, really. But this is just so you can manually copy the information and enter it into your banking app or web app. Once you close it, it'll get back to the start. With this as well, you can link a new IBAN. So you just enter your new IBAN, confirm, and again, you then see your new information here and you can get access to our detail. It will be very similar for Swift, although we haven't mocked it up. But essentially the same thing, to be honest. But you'll just get like a unique reference or a personal like identifier for your Swift payment, which you can use instead of the IBAN. So no need to show you that. The other part, which is new, but not as I said, it's not new for US users. They can already use USD through the Plaid provider. However, we're working on introducing this to our EU and UK users for GBP and Euro deposits. So you'll be able to basically go into Easy Bank Transfer, into the name of your bank, Click in this case, maybe Revolut, you're in the UK, you want to do a UK faster payment with GBP deposit. In this case, it's mocked up as euro, but imagine you're depositing pounds into the account. We'll give a review of what you're trying to do, like the amount that you want to deposit and our details. And when you confirm, you'll end up basically entering another secure window where you're logging in through your bank account, either through the app or just normal login credentials, and then completing the payment and checking out all inside of our app experience. So there's no need to kind of copy bank information and use an alternative app in a different place. So hopefully that makes it much easier for us to kind of onboard or handle separate deposits for app users as well. In addition to this, we have a new buy crypto flow, and yeah, hopefully very straightforward. With this, you can select the asset, Bitcoin, ETH, enter the amount. Again, anything that's generally supported on our swap widget with similar limits, you'll be able to instantly purchase with any payment method. So again, Apple Pay, Google Pay are expected inside the native app. Otherwise, it would be like platform balances. So if you've got a euro balance, a US dollar balance, you could use those. Or you could just use a stored card. In this case, yeah, Revolut, Barclays, whatever you've got there. Or add a new card, so you would go through that same flow. And in this case, yeah, Apple Pay and checkout. So that is a... Did someone change this, by the way? I really expected them to. Okay. But yeah, otherwise, that's a view of the prototype, which has already moved over to development for deposit, add cash, and buy. So yeah, any feedback at this point, already welcome. Start throwing it in, throw it in Telegram, do whatever you want to do. We will read it and we will consider it, to be honest. So yeah, I can swiftly move back out of that area and move into an AMA. So yeah, hopefully this kind of new setup was cool and you enjoyed it. But yeah, let me know. Let's have a look at some questions. Yeah, smash the like button. Yes, thank you, Philippe. Please do. Hello, Bobby. Hello, Kane. Hello, Kane again. Nervous. You're biting your nails. Is that me? Do I seem nervous? I don't know. Let's have a look. Jen's cool. Nice to see you, man. It's been a while since we spoke. But yeah, I've probably got a DM sat from you for months, and I'm so sorry if that's the case, man. I'm going to immediately go to Telegram straight after this. Make sure if there's a message there, I'm going to reply to you straight away. Or if there isn't, I'll send you a message. What's the difference between this live stream and Kevin Merkel's? Well, this area here is slightly different. And actually, I don't know if we have a Kevin Merkel's. For those who can't see the comments, that's spelled slightly differently. To our Kevin Merkel is slightly different. But yeah, he's talking more about the business side. So you may hear things about funding, you may hear things about partnerships or anything in the world of finance, market news, cool stuff. Things I'm definitely not qualified to be answering, to be honest. So we leave that stuff to Kevin. Maybe conversations about events that he's going to. He's been to a few lately. There's a few more in the pipeline, I think. Whereas here, I'll be strictly talking about our product. I try not to talk about anything else under strict instructions, although I often get excited when talking about this stuff. Yeah, and just generally want to answer any questions you guys have about the experience or issues you face or things you love that you want to see more of inside the app or platform. Yeah, OG is not Kevin. That's a great observation. We're quite different people, and we've been in the same room together at the same time. People can vouch for that as well. It's supposed to be more product, yeah, more product stuff. No questions, so really just an update on Coinmetro. Yeah, well, throw some questions in the mix. This is from the Monkey Biscuits. That sounds delicious. More GBP pairs. Yeah, look, I'm from the UK. This is something I wanted. This is the reason I came to work for Coinmetro. You know, this is the reason I came to Tallinn. Make sure that the Brits had more GBP pairs. So yeah, they are on the way. Actually, I do think that we added a couple the other day. I would have to go back and check the blog, or maybe you can check our recent blog about it. But yeah, I think 2 pairs were added, and there will be more on the way as well. because we are also fast growing in the UK. It's definitely part of our market. When Tram, hopefully I covered that already. I think I did, maybe half an hour ago. Maybe you just missed it, so sorry. But yeah, Tram or copy trading, maybe strategies, whatever we're going to call it, is certainly in the works. And yeah, design has gone a long way. And I think that you guys will like it when it comes out. But we'll certainly be giving more teasers about it the closer we get to the launch date. But don't expect it in Q1, just to set the expectations here, not Q1. Hi, hello, Iron God. Cool. Any updates on XEM tier system? Yeah, again, I did cover it, so hopefully I answered any of the questions. If I missed something, you want to know something slightly different, feel free to ask. What would the fees be like on Apple Pay? Well, it looks like they may well be free, at least at launch. Beyond that, yeah, we have 2.99% fee struck out. So yeah, again, this is just a prototype, so they're not confirmed for launch. I would imagine that we're probably going to be matching our current card payment charges. So credit card, debit card fees, yeah, 2.99% inside the EU for any card issued inside the EU, 4.99% outside, although we are actively looking at our fee structure as well. So I would say that any of those things can change within the next few months whilst we look at that stuff. But yeah, expect maybe for them to be free for some time. Should we do it? Yeah, there should be a campaign. Yeah, nice, green. I hope there is, man. I hope there is. Our marketing team, if you're listening, guys, and you didn't have the idea already, feel free. When Tao, T-A-O. Yeah, me and Kevin had a call with the Tao team. We were both pretty interested in the concept, what they were doing, fairly novel. So definitely of interest. Just again, it's not an ERC20. It's not something that's supported by Fireblocks or BitGo or any of our partners. So we don't have the wallet infrastructure to support it today. It would take back in dev resources. There's a lot of stuff that you guys already want to see. So prioritizing like kind of one project over anything else is kind of hard for us at the moment. We have are bringing in more development resources during the next couple of months. So maybe we free up some space there to handle more like, more chains, more new coins. So, but yeah, it's certainly interesting. Something that we spoke about a few times after the call with their team. So hope is not lost. It's on a list somewhere. And I think a warm list rather than a cold list. So that's good. Mentioned debit cards. Visa and MasterCard recently mentioned that your holding cards for crypto till regulation would improve. Would that impact debit cards project at Coinmetro? Yeah, so again, I think it's the same case here as it is for like DCA or individual IBANs, which I don't think I mentioned already actually. Debit cards probably is under the same umbrella. We really need to make sure that we're nailing the foundations. I think a lot of the work here for our deposit flows, because it does take a few integrations with our existing or new partners. I think once we get this out the way, we'll definitely be starting to look at more challenger banking services and applying all the resources, which are, well, they're never going to be idle. But once this project is out the way, then there will be another project or two or three or four. So I think it will fall under that. But it was just reprioritized, basically. So yeah, I wouldn't know exactly where it is at this point. Maybe in a couple of months we'll have a better idea of when we could expect any kind of virtual or physical cards. But today, not an idea. Great preview. Cool. I think that's very good. I'm glad that you liked it. Revamped deposit methods looks sleek. Cool. I hope the whole app and the whole web platform looks as sleek very soon. Let's see, how far along are we with Flux parallel assets? That is a great question. The thing is, the dev handling that actually went home, I think 2 minutes before I started this. I would go over and ask, but he's probably back at a hotel or having dinner somewhere right now. But I think that we can provide an update into Telegram very shortly, to be honest. I know that they are handling some more listings. They're dealing with some Apple Pay stuff. They have a few things that they're juggling right now, but I know that this is in the list. And I bet you do also want to know about general Flux staking APR. I can't really give any exact answers on that, but I know that I did speak to somebody in the community recently. It was posted publicly into the channel that our team is looking into it. So we've agreed something internally that we want to move forward with. There's a plan in place, just about getting those resources there. But it's not a kind of long project. It's not weeks and weeks away. So you can expect some general Flux staking changes very shortly. And yeah, we would be handling the back payment of Flux parallel assets as well. If you're talking about the mining rewards, then they're being handled definitely. And I saw that I think it's from tomorrow, maybe I'm wrong, is the Flux algo can be claimed. So we will do that as soon as we can, within reason. Are you guys doing A/B tests on the UX? So not necessarily so much at the moment. We've built in a lot of business analytics into the mobile app, which will allow us to do a lot more, and we can push quicker changes, to be honest, especially the front end. Like I said, we can never be over-resourced in that area. We love delivering new things, so things that look pretty, look and feel nice, but certainly are functional. So yeah, we're going to be more effective with A/B testing moving forward, and I think our community manager will be working with the community a bit more to gather more feedback and make sure our team has better access to the community as well, so we can listen to ideas and keep our kind of fingers on the pulse of it. But yeah, A/B testing in many other areas of the business, of course, as you'd expect. Plans to have native mobile exchange and margin. Yeah, I think that the only real issue I see at the moment is the performance, like the switch between the menu, like navigating into the exchange or margin platform. It's a few seconds, so we haven't prioritized changing focusing on the performance in that regard yet. So I think we can bring that down and make sure that the transition between the kind of native app and the mobile web experience is much faster. If we can, then I don't see much reason really to prioritize it, because some of the updates to our design system and these new order forms are going to tackle some of the problems that we have with the latest update. So I really see that it's going to be in a very good place and a competitive place, even without being native. The benefits for me there are maybe smoother navigation, but like in and out or transitioning to pairs, but the performance when you've loaded into the web is not really bad. I think generally it's a good experience, and there's other stuff we can do which kind of turns the needle a bit more. So I think if we were to keep moving forward with the mobile app at the pace we're going now, probably we would expect like Q4 very earliest or Q1 next year, we would start turning those areas native. And bear in mind, we do want to look at native copy trading experience first, which is a bit of a bigger beast. So, and the other factor there is, most people are using the more convenient, quicker solutions on the mobile, and maybe using these more advanced trading tools and stuff inside our desktop. So, probably a slightly lower priority, but we will get to it. It's on a roadmap somewhere internally. So, realistically speaking, neobanking. Okay, this is IBANs. Okay, individual IBANs. Yeah, this again is in the same pile. I just mentioned it a moment ago with DCA. We just have the deposit flow and stuff just to update first, and then we'll make sure that's all in order. Plans around Curve DAO token spotted in the asset list. I didn't see it. I did not see it. Somewhere in here. Didn't see it. Realistically speaking, okay, sorry, just did that one. Any ETA when we finally reach the goal of being a shareholder in Coinmetro? I wish it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and I'm sure many of our team members do, because we've been battling this one and trying to get everyone kind of locked in as shareholders for a little while. I think we're very close. We have a couple of bugs on the Ignium platform, which basically to facilitate kind of new features that we need in order to do everything correctly. There's a list, and I think it's not too much work. So it should hopefully be next week, but I can't really kind of manage expectations on it, to be honest. I've been involved with the project, but we're at the finish line. We just need to kind of cross it. But yeah, hopefully very soon, and hopefully a lot of you guys are involved. I think there's a good few hundred people that are going to be become shareholders. So that's awesome. What are your plans around Ignium integration into the Coinmetro platform? So yeah, we've thought about it. We've had some conversations internally. I have a pretty good idea myself of what I would like to see. Kevin also has a vision for the product, being a co-founder of Ignium and having built that partially alongside Coinmetro. I bet he's had some good ideas. And yeah, at the moment, we're not ready to release any kind of information about how we're going to leverage the platform. But yeah, definitely within, I would say, a couple of weeks, we'd probably put out some ideas of what's happening with it. You can see that we have already made some movements. So we've taken over the kind of customer support. We've taken over their KYC handling. So our team is involved in making sure that we maintain what's there today. And yeah, we have a slightly bigger team, so hopefully we can take it over very smoothly. I think that we have at this point. And we did already facilitate one capital raise, which was just held on the Ignium side, which was a company called O4 here in Estonia, who did a capital raise for $500,000 originally. They had some excess bonds that they were able to sell some of very recently last week. So we have maintained and even added some new stuff into the platform already. But in terms of fully integrating it into the Coinmetro ecosystem, we may be some months off. What product or service you'd love to add to the platform but can't for whatever reason? That's such a good question, Charlie. That is a good question. I'm not going to do that question very much justice, having to think about it on the spot, to be honest. Maybe it's something I can come back to on Telegram, or maybe I can put a specific slide about that in our next presentation. But that we can't do. I think, I would love to deliver the whole vision that we have, the whole roadmap that we have, like everything that's out there, all the ideas that are circulating internally. Like, there's some stuff we really would love to do. But yeah, it's stuff that's known, like IBANs, challenge banking services, debit cards. Yeah, some cool partnerships that we have sat there which are ready to go. We just need some more resources or just some more time. So yeah, I don't know. I also don't want to teleport into the future, but I think in 1 year, I think the whole platform is going to generally be on such a different level. But I also enjoy the process. So I don't think I would wish anything today. I just enjoy to be a part of it, to be honest. So yeah, I don't know. I can't really answer the question on the spot, really. But yeah, I just kind of love being a part of it and love, I'd love to see the vision unfold as we would all hope. Deliver some alpha. We won't tell Kevin, we promise. I can't. I'm under such strict instructions. I cannot do that, man. Next time. I will next time. Another question, but the amount of progress Coinmetro is making recently is pretty amazing. Good chance you guys end up as a top 5 exchange one day. Yeah, I hope so. Let's see. Some of us internally may have different visions about what end goals are and where we want to be, whether we want to just be an exchange or anything else. But yeah, I think I can't disagree. I think with the progress lately, I think we've moved pretty quick on things like the mobile app has come a long way. Almost in some regards has overtaken the web. Some people had concerns that we were going to be mobile first. I think for the case of the majority of our products, that has to be the case. However, stuff like margin trading and desktop, we're not going to leave it behind. So if you're listening and you said that we are not going purely mobile first on all of our products, we cannot. We understand that you need to be able to see a chart on a desktop, have multiple screens, be a nerd, just enjoy it. So don't worry about that. Recently listened to a voice message from Kevin. He answered a question about a community member. Okay, cool. Yeah, come a long way, man. Things are different now. A whole new world of problems and challenges, and things to detract you from sleeping. So. But yeah, I think for everyone, honestly, been a really, really long journey. It's been enjoyable for the most part as well. So I appreciate it, Bobby. but it's good to be here. I think that probably is going to just about wrap it up on a good note. So thank you for that final comment. If I did miss any questions, then I do apologize, and I will get to them in Telegram. So feel free to leave them there or throw them into customer support anywhere, and they'll find their way to me, and I'll get an answer back to you. But for anyone that just spent 52 or 53 minutes with me, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you for the team for putting the slide together and stuff for me as well, and making sure that things went well. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening or morning. Bye, guys.